Okay, rolling the clip. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, audio recording. What's up guys? My name is Phoebe Morris and this is the Gub House where everything in my life goes down. I hope that you are really good, that you are loving on yourself, that you are leading yourself, that you are hanging out with eagles. Today, I'm literally just going to do a new episode. I call it My Bookshelf. My bookshelf, my bookshelf, my bookshelf. One of my friends, her name is Lydia, she posted this. I've literally been so blessed by some amazing people around me that have talked about books, like Christian life-affirming books. I'm going to take you through an episode of the kind of books I'm reading at the moment, some of the books I've just started, some of the books I've just finished, that kind of thing. Okay? Okay. Let me get some. These are good. These are good stuff here. Oh my gosh, I am literally so pumped. Okay. I've got some books with me so I can talk about them. Let's have a look. One that I read last year was Live, Love, Lead by Brian Houston. So this was a really good book. I really loved listening to his story, how everything in Hillsong started. That was really, really good. A lot of people have opinions on your denomination, on Bethel, on Hillsong, and actually the way I look at it is they are someone that is reaching people that I can't reach. So how can I just start complaining about them? Yeah, people have different ways of doing stuff, and that's okay. Basically following Jesus on his adventure. Another one I really, really enjoyed is definitely Keep Your Love On. This is a really good book. I read this at a really good time when I was hanging out with Joe more than hanging out with my dad and my mum. So Joe's the guy I married. And I found it really helpful, especially the bit about the person you marry should be first before your parents. And I was reading it just at the time when my dad wasn't asking me so much about my day, but Joe was. And I know it's little, but it's that transferring of love that has to take place. Also really good, because it's about hanging out with eagles. Let me find that page. So this was cool. This was a really cool thing, as you can see, about who are you with, and then who's in your circle, and then who's in your next circle, and then who's in your circle after that. Jesus had the 12 disciples, he had his 12. So it's modelled to us that we should be like that as well, which is so super duper cool. Next one, this one is a really good book. This is The Supernatural Power of a Transformed Mind. I'm a full believer in dripping goodness into people and Jesus and goodness and just good things. But I definitely find that Christianity is nothing unless you have been transformed by the renewing of your heart. If you haven't had an experience with Jesus, I'd feel like you're missing something, because this is what it's about. Everything in me is transformed. I'm a new person. I'm a new creation. Many men be in Christ, he is a new creation. I just love Jesus. This one was a good book. This is The Sisterhood by Bobbie Houston. I went to the Hillsong conference in Australia, which was really good. Insert things here. And that was really, really good. I would definitely say she's a keeper. The next thing is really good. Heidi Baker is, she basically lives in Mozambique / travels. She just hosts the presence of God.
And bless us, oh, sovereign God. We want to go up into...
Knowing people like her exist in the world should inspire Christians. And she just has the most amazing stories, healing people, the sick, paying the price. Oh my word, this was a really good book. Really good stories. I really like it when people talk about stories. The next one that I recently got was Bill Johnson. He's the Bethel guy. I'm hosting the presence. So I've just started this book. It is heavy. It's really heavy. It's not being a nice, simple, easy read. This is definitely some hardcore stuff, taking time to process. My friend Lois read a book. She said it was a good book because every page she had to stop and take a day to think about it. Oh, I've underlined something. What have I underlined? If Jesus has all authority, then the devil has none. I love underlining. No other part of creation has been given access to that realm. We as people, we are God's image. We are the coolest things to him. We inherit his commission. Oh, Bill Johnson, hosting the presents. That is a really good book. This is also something that Joe and I do. You might have heard it. It's called He Reads Truth and She Reads Truth. These are so good. My husband particularly likes this because the design is very nice. Design is very important. And I think there's so many like Christian things that I just like. But this is just so nice to look at. Hopefully you read it as well. So they're like Bible studies. They do a She Reads Truth Bible, which you get your hands on. I'll put it in the link below. But that is definitely a good thing to get your hands on. Other books that I am yet to read, but they're on my bookshelf that I got for my marriage, was Things I'd Wish I'd Known Before We Got Married. Bit late. Boundaries in Marriage. I'm really excited to go through this. My friend Naomi gave me this. This is good. I love it when people invest in me. But anyway, now to one of the biggest ones. I got this book for Christmas and I am diving straight into it. It is really good. It's called Own the Moment. Super cool guy. He runs Hillsong in New York City. So when I was like 13, 14, 15, I was listening to his messages about occupying your street. And it kind of got me thinking, you are in a place that you can reach people that other people can't. Like we are all, you watching now, are in a place where people you connect with, other people can't reach. Not just to share the gospel, but also like chill. I am super loving it. My faith in Jesus is the only congruent thread in the fabric of my entire life. I am an out-the-closet, flamboyantly outspoken follower of Jesus. This is good. He says at the beginning that quite a lot of books are written by not the people it says it's written by, which I can understand because this book is kind of like... So it is the kind of pick up, read what you like bit of the book. And I'm really excited to just carry on reading it. Jesus is on search for available people. When I was in Switzerland, there was this one really old guy. Long story short, he said something really poignant to me, and at the time I just thought it was another thing, but I keep thinking about it. And there is a Bible verse that says, if the willingness is there, then the gift is acceptable. And the point of my story, which I always forget, is that it was about me being available for Jesus. Because so many times we hear like, oh, God uses the broken, God uses this. But most Christians, to be honest, 90% of us, we just grew up in a nice Christian home, and then at some point we were like, okay, I'll choose Jesus for myself. And that's kind of how it rolls. And actually, God just wants to use anyone that is available. Like, if you're going, God, use me, he's like, that is the kind of guy I want on my team. I'm really enjoying this book, Own the Moment by Lentz. I'm just going to see if there's anything else around. Is there anything else? And the final book I want to suggest is the most stolen book in the whole world and the bestseller of the whole world, the Bible. These are all just people, you know, but this is the Word of God. This is the coolest thing. Mine is falling apart because I refuse to get a new one until I have really got into every page. Plants, may our daughters be like graceful pillars carved to beautify a palace. That is what I want to be like. I want to be like a daughter that is like a graceful pillar. I'm not really sure I'm the most graceful pillar, but I am definitely a pillar. Right. I always highlight the good stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff in there. Anyway, love yourself, lead yourself, have an amazing day, invest in your year, invest in 2018. I love you so much. Bye.